I've been teaching high school English for 6 years now, and I thought I'd seen everything. Students cheating on tests, parents blaming me for their kids' failures, budget cuts that left us scrambling for supplies. But nothing prepared me for what happened 3 weeks ago, when I stood up for a student who was about to lose everything over something he didn't do. His name was Marcus Webb, 17, a junior with a quiet intensity that most teachers mistook for attitude. He sat in the back of my third period class, always on time, always prepared, but he kept to himself. He wasn't one of those students who raised their hand every 5 minutes or made jokes to get attention. He just did the work, solid B+ average, and minded his own business. Then one Thursday afternoon, everything fell apart. Principal Helena Duarte called an emergency meeting, and by the time I walked into that office, Marcus was already sitting there with his grandmother, both of them looking like the floor had opened up beneath them. The accusation was serious: theft of another student's laptop and selling it online. The evidence, according to Helena, was clear. The decision had already been made. Marcus was being expelled, effective immediately. I looked at that kid's face, and I saw something everyone else seemed to miss. He wasn't angry. He wasn't defiant. He was terrified. Helena didn't waste time. She laid out the facts like she was reading a grocery list. A laptop had gone missing from the library 2 weeks earlier, belonging to a student named Trevor Caldwell. Security footage showed Marcus near the library around the time of the theft. Then, 3 days ago, someone had listed a laptop matching the serial number on a local selling app, and the account was traced back to an email address with Marcus's name in it. Marcus's grandmother, Mrs. Webb, was in her early 70s, dressed in a church blouse and cardigan despite the warm weather. Her hands shook as she gripped the armrest of her chair. She kept looking at Marcus, then at Helena, then back at Marcus, like she was waiting for someone to tell her this was all a mistake. Marcus sat perfectly still. His jaw was tight, his eyes fixed on a spot somewhere past Helena's shoulder. He wasn't crying. He wasn't protesting. He just looked defeated. I raised my hand slightly, the way you do when you're trying not to interrupt, but you can't stay quiet. Helena glanced at me, her expression neutral but firm. She knew what was coming. "Can I ask a question?" I said. Helena hesitated, then nodded. "Go ahead, Madison. Did Marcus actually admit to taking the laptop?" "He's denied it," Helena said, her tone measured. "But the evidence speaks for itself." "What evidence exactly?" I asked, keeping my voice calm. "You said security footage showed him near the library." "Near it, not inside it, not taking anything." Helena's face hardened just a fraction. "The footage shows him in the hallway outside the library during the window when the laptop went missing, and the email account used to sell the device had his name attached to it. But did anyone verify that Marcus actually created that account?" I pressed. "Or that he was the one using it?" Mrs. Webb looked at me then, and I saw something flicker in her eyes. Hope, maybe, or just desperation. Helena leaned back in her chair, folding her hands on the desk. "Madison, I understand you want to advocate for your students, but we have protocols, we have evidence, and we have a responsibility to the other students in this school to take theft seriously." I looked at Marcus again. He still wasn't looking at anyone. His hands were clenched in his lap, knuckles pale. "Marcus," I said quietly, "did you take that laptop?" He finally looked up. His eyes met mine, and for the first time since I'd walked into that office, I saw something other than fear. It was exhaustion, the kind that comes from trying to prove something no one wants to believe. "No, ma'am," he said. His voice was steady, but barely. "I didn't." Helena sighed. "Marcus, we've been over this. The account can be faked," I interrupted. "Anyone can create an email address with someone else's name. It happens all the time." "Madison," Helena said, and now her tone had an edge. "I appreciate your concern, but this decision has been made. Marcus will be expelled effective tomorrow. Mrs. Webb has been informed of the appeals process, and she's welcome to pursue that if she chooses." Mrs. Webb's face crumpled. She reached for Marcus's hand, and he let her take it, but he didn't look at her. He was staring at the floor now, like he'd already accepted it. I felt something tighten in my chest. This wasn't right. I didn't have proof yet, but I knew it in my gut. This kid didn't do it, and I wasn't going to let him go down without a fight. I didn't say anything else in that meeting. There was no point. Helena had made up her mind, and pushing harder would only make things worse for Marcus. So I waited until Mrs. Webb and Marcus left. Then I asked Helena if I could have a word. She looked tired. I'd known Helena for 4 years, and she wasn't a bad person. She was just overworked, underfunded, and dealing with a school board that wanted quick solutions to complicated problems. "Madison, I know what you're going to say," she started, but I held up a hand. "Just hear me out," I said. "Give me 2 days. Let me look into this before the expulsion goes through. If I don't find anything, then I'll step back. But if there's even a chance this kid is innocent, don't we owe it to him to be sure?" Helena rubbed her temples. "What exactly are you planning to do?" "Talk to Trevor Caldwell. Check the security footage myself. See if there's anything we missed." "The footage has already been reviewed," Helena said. "By who? Campus security? No offense to Jerry, but he's 73 and he watches those monitors between naps." Helena almost smiled at that, but she caught herself. "Madison, even if you find something, the email account still points to Marcus. Then let me figure out how that account was created. Maybe someone set him up." "Set him up?" Helena repeated, skeptical. "Why would anyone do that?" "I don't know yet," I admitted. "But Marcus has no history of theft. No disciplinary record at all. He's quiet, stays out of trouble, does his work. And now suddenly he's stealing laptops and selling them online. It doesn't add up." Helena was quiet for a moment, considering. Then she sighed. 2 days, Madison. That's it. But if you don't find anything solid, this moves forward." I nodded. "Thank you." I left her office and went straight to the library. It was nearly empty. Just a few students studying at tables near the windows. The librarian, Mr. Kapoor, was shelving books in the nonfiction section. He'd worked here longer than I had, and he noticed everything. "Hey, Mr. Kapoor," I said, approaching him. "Can I ask you something about the laptop that went missing a couple weeks ago?" He looked up, adjusting his glasses. "The Caldwell boy's laptop?" "Yes. Terrible thing. He was quite upset. Do you remember anything unusual that day? Anyone hanging around the library who shouldn't have been?" Mr. Kapoor thought for a moment, then shook his head. "Not particularly. It was a busy afternoon. Students coming and going between classes. Trevor left his bag on one of the tables near the back while he went to print something. When he came back, the laptop was gone." "And Marcus Webb?" I asked. "Do you remember seeing him that day?" "Marcus?" Mr. Kapoor frowned. "Yes, actually. He was here earlier that afternoon, but he left before the laptop went missing. I remember because he checked out a book on his way out. I processed it myself. That stopped me cold." "What time did he check out the book?" Mr. Kapoor walked over to the circulation desk and pulled up the system on the computer. He scrolled for a moment, then pointed at the screen. 2:47 p.m. "And what time did Trevor report the laptop missing?" "Around 3:15, I believe. He came to me right away." So Marcus had left the library nearly half an hour before the theft. That didn't match the timeline Helena had presented. I pulled out my phone and made a note. "Mr. Kapoor, is there any way I could look at the security footage from that day?" He hesitated. "You'd need to go through Principal Duarte for that." "I already have her permission," I said, which was technically true. She'd given me 2 days to investigate. He nodded slowly. "The footage is kept in the main office. Jerry can pull it up for you." I thanked him and headed toward the security office, my mind already racing. If Marcus had left the library before the theft, then how did he end up being blamed for it? And who had really taken that laptop? Jerry was in the security office when I knocked, half asleep in his chair with a cup of coffee gone cold on the desk. He startled when I walked in, blinking at me like he'd forgotten where he was. "Madison," he said, sitting up straighter. "What can I do for you?" "I need to see the security footage from 2 weeks ago." Thursday afternoon, the library hallway. He rubbed his eyes and pulled up the system. "This about the Webb kid?" "Yeah." Jerry clicked through a few screens, then stopped on the footage from that day. The timestamp showed 2:30 in the afternoon. The hallway outside the library was busy, students moving between classes, some stopping at lockers. Then Marcus appeared on screen, walking toward the library entrance. He paused, checked his phone, then went inside. "There," Jerry said, pointing. "That's him going in." "Keep going," I said. Jerry fast-forwarded. At 2:43, Marcus came back out, a book tucked under his arm. He walked down the hallway and disappeared off camera. Jerry kept the footage rolling. At 2:58, Trevor Caldwell came out of the library looking frustrated. He checked his phone, turned back toward the entrance, then pulled out his phone again, probably texting someone. Where's the part where Trevor realizes the laptop is missing? I asked. Jerry rewound and played it again. Trevor came out of the library at 2:58, but he wasn't carrying anything. No laptop bag, no backpack, just his phone. Wait, I said. Go back to when Trevor first enters the library. Jerry scrolled back. At 2:10, Trevor walked into the library with a backpack over one shoulder. He went inside and didn't come back out until 2:58, nearly 50 minutes later. So Trevor was in the library the whole time, I said slowly. And Marcus left at 2:43. That's 15 minutes before Trevor even came out. Jerry shrugged. Maybe the laptop was taken earlier and Trevor didn't notice right away. But Mr. Kapoor said Trevor reported it missing around 3:15. He came straight to him after realizing it was gone. Jerry looked at the screen, then at me. So, what are you saying? I'm saying the timeline doesn't make sense. If Marcus left before Trevor even knew the laptop was missing, how did Marcus take it? Jerry leaned back in his chair, frowning. You think someone else took it? I think someone wants us to believe Marcus took it. I asked Jerry to send me a copy of the footage. Then I left the office and headed toward the senior hallway. Trevor Caldwell had fourth period free, and if I was lucky, I'd catch him in the common area. I found him near the vending machines, talking to two other guys I recognized from the varsity soccer team. Trevor was tall, athletic build, the kind of kid who always looked like he'd just stepped out of a commercial. Confident, comfortable, entitled. Trevor, I called out, walking over. Can I talk to you for a minute? He glanced at his friends, then back at me. Sure, Mrs. Carter. What's up? I pulled him aside, away from his friends. I wanted to ask you about the laptop that was stolen. I'm trying to get the full picture of what happened. Trevor's expression shifted slightly, not quite defensive, but guarded. I already told Principal Duarte everything. I know, I said. I just want to hear it from you. Walk me through that afternoon. He sighed, like this was an inconvenience. I was in the library working on a project. I left my bag on a table while I went to print something. When I came back, my laptop was gone. How long were you gone? I don't know. 5 minutes, maybe. And you didn't see anyone near your bag? No. It was crowded. Could have been anyone. But Marcus Webb was blamed for it, I said, watching his face carefully. Why him? Trevor shrugged. I don't know. I didn't say it was him. I just reported it missing. The school figured out the rest. Did you know Marcus before this? Not really. I mean, I've seen him around. He's in my grade. Ever have any issues with him? Trevor's jaw tightened just slightly. No. Why would I? I didn't answer right away. I just looked at him, letting the silence stretch. It's a teacher trick. Most kids can't handle it. They fill the quiet with more words than they meant to say. But Trevor didn't break. He just stared back at me, expression neutral. Okay, I said finally. Thanks for your time. I walked away, but I could feel him watching me, and I knew right then that Trevor Caldwell was lying about something. I just had to figure out what. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Alex noticed at dinner. I was pushing food around my plate, barely listening as Emma told us about her art project, and Noah tried to steal Mia's chicken nuggets. You're somewhere else, Alex said quietly, leaning toward me. Sorry, I said, shaking my head. Just a situation at school. The kind that follows you home? I nodded. He knew better than to push. After 8 years of marriage, he'd learned when I needed to work something out on my own. But later that night, after the kids were asleep, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and went through everything again. The security footage, the timeline, Trevor's reaction when I questioned him. Something wasn't adding up, and I needed to figure out what. I pulled up the selling app where the laptop had been listed. The account was still active, though the listing had been taken down. The username was generic. Marcus W. 2007. Anyone could have created it. I clicked through the account details, looking for anything that might tell me who really owned it. Then I saw it. The account had been created 3 weeks ago, right around the time of the theft. But the phone number linked to the account wasn't Marcus's. I cross-referenced it with the school directory. Nothing. So I did what any reasonable person would do at 11 at night. I called it. It rang 4 times, then went to voicemail. A generic automated message. No name. I hung up and stared at the number on my screen. The next morning, I went straight to Helena's office before first period. She was already at her desk, working through a stack of paperwork. I found something, I said, closing the door behind me. Helena looked up. What? The email account that was used to sell the laptop. It was created 3 weeks ago, and the phone number linked to it doesn't belong to Marcus. Helena set down her pen. Whose number is it? I don't know yet, but it's not his. Did you call it? Last night, it went to voicemail. No name. Helena leaned back in her chair, processing. That still doesn't prove Marcus didn't create the account. He could have used a fake number. Why would he do that? I asked. If he was going to steal a laptop and sell it, why would he use an email with his own name in it? That's the easiest way to get caught. People make dumb mistakes, Helena said, but I could tell she was starting to doubt. Or someone set him up, I said. Someone who wanted Marcus to take the fall. Who would do that? I don't know yet, but I think Trevor Caldwell knows more than he's saying. Helena frowned. Madison, that's a serious accusation. Trevor reported his laptop stolen. Why would he lie about that? I don't know, but his story doesn't match the timeline. He said he was only gone for 5 minutes, but the security footage shows he was in the library for almost an hour. And Marcus left 15 minutes before Trevor even realized the laptop was missing. Helena was quiet for a moment. Then she sighed. What do you want me to do? Give me 1 more day. Let me talk to a few more people. If I don't find anything concrete, I'll drop it. She hesitated, then nodded. 1 more day. But Madison, if this turns out to be nothing, you need to let it go. Marcus's expulsion hearing is scheduled for Monday. I left her office and headed to my classroom, but I couldn't focus on lesson plans. I kept thinking about that phone number. Who did it belong to? And why would someone go through the trouble of framing a kid like Marcus? During my planning period, I went back to the library and found Mr. Kapoor again. Do you have a list of students who were in the library that afternoon? The day the laptop went missing, he pulled up the system and printed out a log. 23 students had checked in between 2 and 3:30 that day. I scanned the list. Most of the names I recognized. Then I saw one that stood out, Dylan Reese. He was in my second period class, a senior, and one of Trevor's closest friends. I'd seen them together constantly. Same soccer team, same lunch table, same group. I pulled out my phone and compared the number from the selling account to the contact information I had for Dylan. It wasn't an exact match, but it was close. Different by 1 digit. That's when it clicked. Dylan had created the account, but he'd made a mistake. He'd typed the wrong number, probably his own, and linked it to an email designed to frame Marcus. I needed proof. Real proof. Something I could take to Helena that she couldn't ignore. And I knew exactly where to find it. I found Dylan in the senior parking lot during lunch, leaning against his car with 2 other guys. When he saw me approaching, his posture shifted. Not much, but enough. Dylan, I said, can we talk? He glanced at his friends, then back at me. About what? About the laptop that was stolen from the library 2 weeks ago. His face didn't change, but his eyes did, just for a second. I don't know anything about that. I think you do, I said calmly. I think you know exactly what happened, and I think you're the one who created that email account to frame Marcus Webb. Dylan's jaw tightened. That's crazy. Is it? I pulled out my phone and showed him the screenshot of the account details. This phone number. It's 1 digit off from yours. Easy mistake to make when you're typing fast. He stared at the screen, then at me. His friends had gone quiet, watching. You can't prove anything, Dylan said, but his voice wavered. Maybe not yet, I said, but I will. And when I do, this won't just be about Marcus anymore. It'll be about you, filing a false report, framing another student. That's not just expulsion, Dylan. That's criminal. One of his friends shifted uncomfortably. Dude, what is she talking about? Dylan's face flushed. Shut up. Why'd you do it? I asked, keeping my voice steady. What did Marcus ever do to you? He didn't do anything, Dylan snapped, then stopped himself. He looked away, breathing hard. Then why? He didn't answer, but I could see it in his face. Guilt, panic, the weight of a lie that had gotten too big to carry. It was Trevor's idea, wasn't it? I said quietly. Dylan's head snapped back toward me. I'm not saying anything. You don't have to. I can piece it together. Trevor wanted to get rid of his old laptop. Maybe make some money off it. Or maybe he just needed someone to blame for something. Either way, you helped him set Marcus up. You created the account. You listed the laptop. And you made sure Marcus's name was attached to it. You can't prove any of that, Dylan said again. But this time he sounded desperate. Actually, I can. The school can subpoena the phone records. They can trace the IP address used to create that account. And when they do, it's all going to lead back to you. Dylan stared at me for a long moment. Then his shoulders sagged. It wasn't supposed to go this far. But it did, I said. And now an innocent kid is about to lose everything because you and Trevor decided to play a stupid game. Trevor said it would just be a prank, Dylan said, his voice barely above a whisper. He said Marcus wouldn't get in real trouble. He just wanted to mess with him. Why Marcus? Dylan hesitated. Because Marcus beat him out for the academic scholarship. The one Trevor needed. He was pissed. He wanted to get back at him. I felt my stomach turn. All of this. The lies. The setup. The expulsion. Because Trevor was jealous of a scholarship. You need to come with me, I said. Right now. We're going to Principal Duarte's office. And you're going to tell her everything you just told me. Dylan looked terrified. She'll expel me. Probably, I said. But if you don't come forward, I'll make sure she finds out anyway. And then it'll be worse. For both you and Trevor. He stood there for a moment, weighing his options. Then, slowly, he nodded. We walked to Helena's office together. Dylan confessed everything. Helena called Trevor in, and when confronted with Dylan's statement, Trevor tried to deny it at first. But when Helena threatened to involve the police, he broke down and admitted it. By the end of the day, both Trevor and Dylan were suspended pending expulsion hearings. Marcus's expulsion was canceled. Helena called Mrs. Webb personally to apologize. I thought that was the end of it. I thought Marcus would come back to class. Things would go back to normal, and life would move on. I had no idea what was waiting for me. 3 days later, on a Saturday afternoon, I was in the backyard with the kids when Alex called me to the front door. He had that look on his face, the one that meant something unexpected had just happened. Standing on my porch were Mrs. Webb and Marcus. She was holding a casserole dish covered in foil, and Marcus had a small potted plant in his hands. They both looked nervous. Mrs. Carter, Mrs. Webb said, her voice shaking slightly. I hope we're not intruding. We needed to come by and thank you properly. I stepped outside, closing the door behind me. You didn't have to do that. Yes, we did, she said firmly. She set the casserole down on the porch railing and took my hands in hers. Her grip was strong despite the tremor. You saved my grandson's future. No one else believed him. No one else even tried. But you did. Marcus stepped forward and held out the plant. It's a peace lily, he said quietly. My grandma says it represents new beginnings. I took it, feeling the weight of it in my hands. Marcus, I'm just glad the truth came out. It wouldn't have if you hadn't pushed, he said. His voice was steady now, more confident than I'd ever heard it. I was ready to give up. I thought nobody cared. Mrs. Webb's eyes filled with tears. You gave us hope when we had none, and I'll never forget that. We stood there on the porch for a few more minutes talking. They didn't stay long, but before they left, Mrs. Webb hugged me tight and whispered, "Thank you for seeing him." That night, after the kids were asleep, Alex and I sat on the couch together. The peace lily was on the coffee table in front of us. You did a good thing, he said. I just did what was right. Most people wouldn't have, he said. You know that, right? I looked at the plant, at the small card attached to it with Marcus's handwriting. It said, "Thank you for believing me when no one else would." And I realized something. This job wasn't just about teaching English or grading essays or managing a classroom. It was about seeing people, really seeing them, even when everyone else had already looked away. That's what changed my life. Not some dramatic moment or grand gesture, just the quiet knowledge that I'd stood up for someone who couldn't stand up for himself, and I'd do it again, every single time.